Okay, hello, I think, Mel, that's us on.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
I believe they can. I'm just going to double check. I'm just watching the stream back just to make sure. Sometimes as well, I have to refresh the page and all. But I think we're on. Let me just put... Yeah, we're on. Cool. Sound. You ready to go? Okay, Mel, away you go. Take it away. Take it from the top.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are. Let's go.
Hi, everybody. Am I just writing that I speak to my monitor and everybody will see?
Yeah, if you speak to your camera, like the camera, or more towards the camera, so face the front, eyes front. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Oh, this is annoying. I can hear myself on there.
Yeah, so you need to mute that.
No, but I can hear myself twice and it's going to drive us wild.
Mute that stream on your right hand side that you've got on that stream. Make sure that's muted.
Oh my. Hang on. Technical errors already. Oh, jeez. Wait a second.
So just press the mute button on the live stream.
I might just turn it off.
You can do. You can just pause it if you want. You don't need to actually see the video, to be fair. You just need to see the chat.
Easier said than done.
Right, Mel's having a nightmare with our second screen by the looks of it. So don't turn the display off. Just pause the stream, and you should stop hearing the audio.
I'm just going to turn the screen off.
Okay. No, you might still hear it though. That's the only problem. Hang on, don't turn the screen off. So just go to the stream and hover your mouse over it and just press pause. Can you still hear yourself?
I haven't spoke for ages.
Okay, speak.
You're talking to us twice. I'm repeating twice.
Get the mouse and hover over that stream.
Sorry about this.
So get your mouse.
Right, what am I doing?
So get your mouse and hover over that stream and go like you would a YouTube video and just mute it. So hover over the speaker and just press mute, like to stop the video playing audio.
Right, I've muted the whole thing.
That should be fine. You shouldn't be able to hear yourself anymore.
Right, okay. I'm sorry about that. This is my first time. Welcome.
It's off to a flyer, like.
We've got quite a few on as well. We've got 17 watching. Who's on there? Right, so we've got Lisa, we've got Gary,
Charlotte, Anthony.
Anthony Shields. Excellent. All right, welcome.
Yeah, cool.
Just before I start, at some point we're going to be putting on a link to our survey. If you can all make a point of filling that out. If you do need to leave the session a little bit earlier, then it would be brilliant if you could just spend, I think it takes about 40 seconds, it's a ticky box survey. We'll probably put that link on soon. And then if you do need to leave, because I know some people are in and out of other things at the minute, please just spend a minute completing the survey, and then that keeps us happy that we know who's logged on and who's enjoyed the session and what we can do to improve it as well.
Bit of a chance for you guys to give us some feedback as well. So you're going to be doing the main talking today, and I'm just going to be monitoring the chat and stuff and making sure all the right documents are on the screen, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. This session's funded by South Tyneside Skills Service as well, so just want to say thanks for them for funding this and making things a little bit easier in this difficult time. What we're going to do to start with, I don't really want to say too much about what we're doing. I've got a little bit of a guess today's topic challenge, but what I want you to do is straight away, grab a pen, grab some paper. There's 17 unscrambled words. I want you just to have a little go at them and see if you can guess what the topic is. So if you wouldn't mind doing that now, we'll just quickly, if you can, grab a pen, grab some paper, And we'll put this sheet up on the screen and you can have a little go and see how you get on with that. And then I'll be back to go through what we're going to cover today, and everything in order as well of what to expect from the session.
Okey doke. We are still here as well, by the way, so don't panic. We haven't
I'm
gone
around.
anywhere.
If you do get stuck on any of the unscrambled words, if there's anywhere you're really, really struggling, then put it in the feed, and as soon as I see on the feed, because we are a little bit delayed, that's why I'm having technical problems. If you do put on the feed, I'll give you some clues. I'm not going to give you the answer, but I'll give you some clues. Good luck.
Spend a few minutes with that, guys. Give us a shout in chat if you're struggling with that, or if you can't see it. Let me know and I'll zoom in a little bit as well. I'm going to stick some music on while he's have a little go of that.
Looks like my nephew's watching. Hi, Auntie Mel. Hello, Jonathan.
I suppose we can just leave our mics on for this bit as well, to be fair.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that music's not... If anything's too loud, guys, possibly that music's a little bit loud, give me a shout and I will try my best to adjust it. So we're just going to relax and listen to some nice music. Obviously Mel's not listening to it because she muted it.
I've muted it. I can't listen to 3 things at once.
I've got some guitar music.
I might put on a little bit, now I know what I'm doing.
Well, none of us know what we're doing really. I mean, let's be realistic.
I can hear you a little bit. I'm being brave.
So yeah, you guys want to unscramble all them, and I will actually zoom in a little bit. Can I get them all in? Yeah.
Oh, they're all on there, yeah.
Cool. I'm just going to keep an eye on how well you can see them, that's all.
There is a couple of tricky ones. I'm hoping you will guess a few of them. If there's any kids out there, this is a good spelling opportunity as well. You can help your mum, help your dad.
I mean, to be fair, I can't spell anyway, so we'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
I've got at least one of them.
Also, later on in the session, about 2:15, if everything goes to time, I know we keep running over or things end up, you can't plan these things. Rob, who some of you might know, he is going to be doing a half an hour abs class as well, which you might just all want to get involved with. So I'll give you plenty of notice for that, so you can grab some water, grab a mat, and get a little space in your house to join in.
Yeah, it's quite a good session as well. From watching the video, he's done quite a bit of detail as well about how to actually do it properly, which is good.
Oh, hello, Gillian. And Nixon. People are flying in from all over.
Good. Top we won.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Charlotte.
Oh yeah, Charlotte might be struggling a little bit.
I think you might know what the subject is, though, Charlotte. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll unscramble them at some point. Yeah, I get that. If you want any clues, remember, just put it in the feed and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm going to give you... What time are we on now?
Oh, Mama, we've got Nixon in the chat.
Yeah, no. I'm going to give you 3 more minutes.
Go on the Mel, you can keep
so
the time.
So we'll go 13, yeah, we'll do 3 minutes and then we'll work through from the top and I'll see how you've all getting on, yeah.
Am I able to type on
that? I think you should have a go here, Sam.
I've got one. I've got number 5.
Which one have you got? What number?
Number 5.
That'll be right, yeah.
That was the only one I've seen. I was like, that's all I need to know.
Hi, Fiona!
Your chat's ahead of mine.
I have no idea. I'm just sitting talking to a computer. I've never done it before. Feels a bit weird. But hey ho, we're all in this together. Yeah. All right, you got 2 more minutes.
I keep saying we have to bully Dan into
How are we getting on? Is there any that you're stuck on? Because some are more obvious than others. Some are smaller as well. Oh, well done, Charlotte. Keep having a go at them. Number 14 always seems to be a bit of a problem.
I was just looking at number 14 and thinking,
yeah.
What is that?
I've had someone write the word dandruff down. Right? No, dandruff. We're not covering anything like that.
Yeah. I don't think you're not supposed to eat dandruff. I don't think.
No.
I don't think it's like
2 words.
It's 2 words.
It's 2 words. Yeah. Gary's stuck on 16 and 17 and 14. All right. So 14, I've already said it's 2 words. One of the words is actually higher up in the list, so that might help. And you might use 14 to log the food that you might eat. Might help you if you're on some kind of strict diet.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. All right, I'm not going to say any more.
Yeah,
all right.
I tell you what, mine.
What other numbers did we see? Oh, he's got it. 16 and 17. All right. These might be found on food packaging. Might be something that you look for.
Can I just... Oh,
you've done 16 and 17 and stuck on 14. Have you got 14 now?
14's easy now that you've said it.
Does anybody else need any clues? Seems like we're doing all right.
So far.
We never know. I'll never know if you've got them wrong neither. I can't mark them.
There's no marking, there's no red pen with a big cross on it. It's not like that.
All right, 10 seconds. I'm going to go through everything that we're doing today.
It's quite a long list, really. Think about it.
It is. It's a good little starting point. Oh, he's got it. As soon as I've said it's 2 words. All right, well done.
Good job,
all right, let's go from the top then. Right, so actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll quickly
mute the music,
go over. Oh, I'm sorry, the music's still on.
Go, we're good.
I've muted it, so I'm not listening to the music.
That's all right, I'll DJ, it's fine.
You be the DJ, yeah, do what you do best. Fix the tune. So today we are going to look at food, all right, and food labels, and you might have guessed that from the list. But what I'll do, I'll go through every number on there and just check that you got it right and explain a little bit about why we need to eat these in our diet and what it's on there for. We're also going to look at some cereal, because sometimes we eat cereal and the advertisers being quite healthy, but actually when you break it down, you look at what salt's in there, sugar, it's not as good as you think it is. All right, so we're going to look at one in particular today, and we'll just break down what it is that you should be looking for when you go shopping. Another thing that I really want to look at today is the traffic light system. Now, it isn't essential that it is on packaging. Some companies do put it on there, and it's normally on your obvious choices like biscuits, certain crisps, things like that. Things where we know that they're not good for us. But then some companies, they don't put the colouring on at all, and it'll all be blue or it'll all be white. And it's hard for somebody who is just picking things up off the shelf to think, oh, is it healthy, is it not? And they'll just buy it thinking, oh, well, it's baked, or it's low in fat, low in sugar, it should be all right for us, and they might end up overeating on it. But we'll look at it, we'll look at grams, and we'll look at what to look for. But I will explain the traffic light system, and then maybe at some point later in the week, seeing as though we are, what have you got on the screen there?
Packet of crisps. Something I just had when we did it. It's feel real
healthy
bad.
Dinner. Has it got the colour on?
Yeah. So
does it have the colour?
It's got the red, green, and one of them's white. The only one that's white is the calories, because there's only 6% of the calories in it per day. But other than that, everything's red.
Oh, so you've had a check. All right.
Yeah.
So we will look at the traffic light system. We will break it down, what to look for. I'm going to give you an idea of what to try and limit in your diet as well, and what to keep an eye on. We'll then look at a few crisp comparisons, because if you're anything like Dan, he eats crisps like I drink water.
Yeah,
He
Dan.
drinks.
God.
He drinks. He eats a lot of crisps.
God, why
So
did
I
you
think
stop
we
eating
need to.
crisps?
I think we need to look at what crisps are better for you. So yeah, we're going to start with going through these answers. All right. So the top one, I hope you got it right, was carbohydrate. All right.
Yes.
So
One point.
yeah, did you get it right? Yeah,
Yeah.
well done. So carbohydrate. The reason we need carbs in our diet is it gives us our main source of energy. All right. It maintains our blood glucose during exercise and also restores our glycogen for rest and recovery. Right. So it's really important that we have carbs in the diet. If we took carbs out of the diet, our brain wouldn't function properly. All right, your brain solely survives on carbs. You need carbs in the diet for brain function and clear thinking. Now, there's two types of carbohydrates. There's complex carbohydrates, and these are the ones that would probably fill you up for a longer time. So things like porridge, anything with a lot of bran in there, bread, potatoes, pasta, rice, a lot of pulses as well, have a lot of carbs in. But those are the complex carbs. Those are the ones that you want to try and get in your diet. Um, Other things that are also carbohydrate, because we've mentioned some veg there as well, are fruit and fruit, biscuits, cakes, anything sweet, or anything with sugar in. Sugar is carbohydrate, all right, and your body will convert it the same. Whether you eat too much pasta or whether you eat too many biscuits, your body will convert it the same way. It's just it'll go into your bloodstream quicker or slower, depending on where you're getting that source from. Um, so what we have to be careful of is not cutting out carbs in the diet, but we need to be careful on how many carbs we eat, all right? Because if you're not exercising, you're not burning the energy off that carbs are giving you, you will eventually gain weight. However, if you can be a bit mindful of how much carbohydrate you eat in your diet, it helps you sustain like a healthy body weight, healthy BMI. So that was number one. Number two is protein. All right. Now, people underestimate how important protein is in the diet. And even as a vegetarian, it's important to get protein in your diet. All right. And there's different ways that you can do that. So, the reason we need protein to start with is to build, repair our body tissues, our muscles. It's a building block for your bones, building block for muscles, cartilage, skin, and your blood as well. All right, it all relies on protein going in. It also makes enzymes, hormones, and different body chemicals. So it's really, really important that we try and get protein in the diet. Now, the main sources are usually animal sources, so meat, fish, eggs, beans as well. Nuts have a lot of protein in. A lot of pulses and things. If you look on the food labels as well, you'll see that protein is actually in a lot of veg, but you'd have to eat a lot of it to get so many grams. That's the thing. You would struggle to get the amount you would get if you had, say, a chicken breast. But spinach, for example, is 40% protein. So by eating a lot of veg in your diet, you're going to be topping up your protein source as well.
Beans are a good one,
So
aren't
very
they?
important.
For like
Beans are good.
Especially for like vegans and stuff.
Yeah.
Tend to have a lot of those dishes tend to have a lot of beans in them because they're not animal
anything
product.
like that. It's giving you energy and it's giving you a good source of protein as well. So beans are a really, really good choice.
Like a meat-free alternative.
Yeah, and there's corn options as well. Like there's quite a pardon me, I've got the hiccups. there's quite a few options out there for vegetarians now, and I think people are being a little bit more conscious and eating that way now. So the next one is fat. So fat is our second energy source, and it does support cell growth. And there's reasons why we need fat on the body as well. It keeps us warm, it protects our organs, and it also stores certain nutrients as well. So A, D, E and K, your fat on your body will store those nutrients. So if you eat them in your diet through a range of range of different food, that what your body will do will store it in your fat cells, and then it'll use it as and when you need it. So something like a piece of salmon, all right, just say a piece of fish. If you have that twice a week, that'll be stored. The vitamins that you need will be stored in your fat cells, and your body will use it as and when it needs it. So you've got fat soluble vitamins. You've also got water soluble vitamins. Now, water soluble, it's what it says. It's going to flush out of the body. So that's the type of stuff that you need to try and eat every day. And this is why we talk about 5 a day, because you get a lot of your water soluble vitamins, or your B vitamins, iron and things like that. You get a lot through green veg. So we just want you to think about water soluble vitamins, your B vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin C. Try and get those in through your diet every day if you can. Next word is diet. All right, now if we get a chance, I might do this as another session, but there's a lot of fad diets out there, things that you just need to have a little bit more knowledge on before you take on, so what I might do, rather than going to diet a day, I think I might use that as a different strain, because I bet every single one of you out there have tried
a different one trend or another. It was interesting because you mentioned carbohydrates and not cutting them out, but one of the most popular diets at the minute is obviously the keto diet, which is like
keto, Atkins,
it's little to no carbs, isn't it? It's like you cut out, basically, I think you have like up to 20 a day, and then it's supposed to burn fat instead of carbs for energy and stuff.
And you know what? That's fine for a couple of days, but if you go like weeks and weeks like that, you will notice. Yes, you'll lose weight. Yes, that's definitely going to happen, but the weight you put back on, because it's not sustainable. You will not be able to keep eating that way.
Short-term
so as soon as you eat normal, 100% fat goes back on the body. So this is what people don't know. They just think, oh, I'm losing this weight, great, all right, I'm the weight I am, I'm how I want to be now, I'll just eat normal again. If you start eating normal again, your body can't cope.
I mean, I
think this is what people do wrong. They don't do it slowly.
Yeah, I was going to say with a diets like that, the proper crash diet, I think you're supposed to like wean yourself back onto food, but people go from one extreme to the other, where they've had no carbs and they're like, right, okay, I'm going to smash a pizza in, and it's like your body's like, what do you mean? That's what kind of cope with that.
Smash a pizza. Yeah, but that's what people do wrong. They don't just do it gradually, and you've got to think, how long does it take you to put the weight on? It's years. It's not something that you do overnight. You've got to be patient with yourself. You just got to have a plan. You've got to stick to it and do it slowly, and then it'll be more manageable. It'll be achievable, and it'll stay off for a long time. Where we're at, right? So that was diet, but I'm going to cover that later, as I say. Food was the next one.
The best one.
The best. That's one you got, wasn't it?
Yeah. I just got straight away. I'm done with the quiz now. That's all I need to know.
Number 6. Some people write greenie for this. Now, I don't know what greenie is, all right? So it's definitely not greenie. I've just seen what's on my feed here. Oh, Anthony's just had beans. Yes.
Nice.
We've put that in your head, haven't we?
I think Rob's here.
Rob. Hi, Rob, and Mark as well. Welcome to the chat. Yay! Excellent. It's like a group. It's like a family here, isn't it? Online here, it's lovely. So energy was number 6, all right? Because all food gives us some kind of energy.
So not greenie.
It's not greenie. Okay. No, greenie isn't the right answer. Number 7, vegetables. What do you mean? I don't think Dan would eat them if I didn't cook for him.
Exactly.
But sometimes when it's there in front of him, that's all he's getting. So vegetables, good source of vitamins, good source of minerals, excellent source of fibre, really, really good for a healthy gut, and it does prevent any digestive problems, and can even prevent colon cancer and things like that. So it's really important, not only that it's got all your vitamins and minerals in, but it's good for your body functions. It's good for it actually burns calories as well, because your body's working harder to break these things down.
Is that like when you eat sort of like celery and stuff, and it's harder to eat it than it is to like digest the calories or something?
Well, you should be chewing it a little bit more. No, it's like the roughage. So if you think, if if you had liquid, so if you just had soup, or if you had like if you're doing like a liquid diet where you just drink
soup
and
juice
all the
stuff,
time, yeah. If you do that, you if you think about your intestines and your stomach, it's not going to work as hard. So you're not having to break the food down. You're not having to work as hard. Convert the food into the rest that goes on.
The other stuff.
But if you have a lot of veg, it's going to stay in your system a little bit longer. There's a lot more fibre there. You're going to have to break it down. It just takes longer to get through your digestive system, but it burns more calories because you're making those organs work harder, ultimately. And it's good for you as well. After that, we've got meat. That was number 8. Meat, good source of protein as well, good source of B12 and iron. Also, if you're vegetarian, because I know we've got a lot of vegetarians at the minute, I'm sure Anthony Shields is a vegetarian. I might be wrong about that, but I'm sure he is. Beans and other pulses are going to give you a good source of those vitamins as well. So don't worry that you're not eating meat, as long as you have beans, which I know Anthony is eating beans today, so that's definitely good. Keep away from Anthony, don't go near Anthony, because you know what beans do to you.
That'll keep your social distancing right up if you've been eating beans, I think.
Definitely. Oh yeah, nobody will definitely come near. Number 9 is dairy. Now, dairy, some people are not fussed on it at all, and it's really, really important for young kids to eat dairy in their diet. It's good for their bones, good for their teeth, good for their growth as well. All right, and it's really good for their cells. As you get older, if you don't include enough dairy in your diet, so you're lacking in calcium, what your body will do, because your body needs it. It needs it for loads of different things. Not just bone building, but it needs it, and we'll cover that later, because calcium is one of the answers further down. But you do need it, and if your body doesn't produce it, you're not eating enough, what it'll do, it'll start taking the calcium from your bones. So as you age, if you're not getting enough calcium in your diet, what will happen is all your bones will end up being quite brittle and weak. You'll get something called osteoporosis as you get older. One thing that can help with that is weightlifting, because you're making your bones stronger by putting strong. Yes. But you're making your bones stronger by putting that resistance, that force against it. Fish is your next one. This is probably one of the most healthiest food that you can eat, fish, and a lot of people don't eat it, don't like it, but if you can bear it, it is one of the top choices of food. I would say try and get in your diet if you can. It's got a good source of protein, quite lean as well. You get a lot of vitamin D from that source of protein. Good source of omega-3. A lot of fatty acids in there, and it's really, really good for your body and your brain. If you're ever doing an exam or anything, I would recommend some fish the day before, because it'll just make you think straight. Trust me, it's true. It is brain food. Whether it acts as a placebo or not, I don't know, but eat it and it'll get you 100%. I'm guaranteed.
They used to tell us in school to take omega-3 tablets to try and, before your exams, to try and make your brain work a bit better. And I was like, all right, whatever. It's already broke. It's not going to get any better by taking some fish oil.
But there's science behind it, so. I'm not making
we'll give it a go over the next week and see if our brain function gets any higher. Have some salmon.
So what I was going to, the next one, number 11, is calcium. All right, so it's necessary for life. All right, we need calcium in the diet, just as I said before. Apart from building bones, keeping them healthy, keeping them strong, it's good for blood clotting as well. So people don't realise the other benefits of calcium. I think we all know that it's stored in our bones, but we don't realise there's other little bits that goes with that as well. It also helps the muscles to contract, and it helps your heartbeat. Did anybody know that fact? Calcium helps your heartbeat. I
did not.
There you go. It's a fact. You can Google it.
I'm grateful to calcium for that.
Thank you, calcium.
I sort of need that to happen. So good job, calcium. You've done good work.
Yeah. Number 12 was salt. Right now, people are a bit funny with having salt in their diet. The reason being is we need to be careful how much salt we eat. Now, too little salt is bad for you. Too much salt, obviously, is going to be a lot worse for you, right? Because you get a lot of heart conditions and things with high salt in your diet. With salt, the amount of salt you should have maximum in your diet is 1.5 teaspoons. Right, now that's over a full day. That's 6 grams roughly. Now we'll look at a few food labels later, and you'll see that it's in food that you didn't realise it was in. It sharp mounts up. So by adding it to food, you're probably going to go over. So I would say be careful on adding salt to your food, and look at what's already in our food, because it is added for flavour. It is in there. Who's this? Sparkle and Shine with Body Shop. That must be Paula. Hi, Paula.
Possibly, yeah.
I think it's Paula.
Yeah, Anthony's saying
pancakes as well.
A vegetarian for 22 years as well, so he's good going.
Oh, well done. That is good going. I was vegetarian for about 12 years, actually.
I thought you were going to say I was vegetarian for 10 minutes.
No, 12 years when I was younger, and then a bacon sandwich broke me.
Yep, that'll do it.
Naughty. So yeah, back onto salt. It prevents low blood pressure if you have the right amount, and it keeps a balance of fluid in your body as well. And it's really good for healthy heart, healthy organs such as your liver and your kidneys as well. So make sure that you have a little bit in your diet, but please monitor it, because if you do have too much, you're going to have high blood pressure. It's going to cause more complications if you have too much.
What about if you're exercising and stuff? Because obviously when you sweat, you lose it as well, right?
Yeah, when you sweat, you do lose salt. I'm gonna tell you something right that happened to me. And it's yeah. So when I first took up running, which was probably about maybe 12 years ago, I wasn't always a runner. 10, 12 years ago, right? Yeah. So I used to go running, and I used to meet my friend at the bungalow cafe, and would run all the way along the seafront. Would maybe do about 6 miles, and when I got back, I was like tasting my lips. I thought, and just taste salt, right? And I used to think it was the sea. I used to think it was because I was running beside the beach. But then I realised, I'm doing all my courses. I was like, oh, actually, it's me sweating. That's what I can taste. So, yeah, true fact, all right?
Yeah, it was just the sea air was just stuck to your mouth. You couldn't get it off.
Sea air was stuck. That was it.
That's how it works.
Oh, absolute nightmare. I know, yeah, you're laughing, but it's true. Number 13, water, all right? We are made up of water, right? Every cell in our body needs water. It regulates your body temperature, and it maintains all of your other body functions. Every cell needs it, every organ needs it, every tissue needs it. And without it, we would die, all right? We might live a bit longer without food, but without water, game over. The next one, number 14, isn't dandruff.
Damn it.
It is food diary, all right? So sometimes if you're trying to eat well, it's difficult to keep a track of what you've had that day. So by writing it down, you can physically see what you've had. If you just had, I don't know, if you just had your breakfast and then you went and met a friend, you might have said, oh, I'll meet you for a cuppa. And then you might have had like a biscuit with your cuppa. You probably wouldn't count that biscuit. If someone asked you later on, oh, what have you had to eat today? You just say your breakfast, wouldn't you? You would probably miss out the other little bits. So it easy mounts up. You just have to be like careful, really. But by having a food diary, it does help you keep track of your calories, what you've had to eat, how much protein, how much carbs, fats. It just helps you keep on track. Are we still live, Ethan? I can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I was just listening. If that's all right.
That's all right. No, that's fine. Listening. My screen is frozen on the other side. I don't know if that is a problem or not. The feed seems to be still moving.
No, that's fine. I think that's fine.
Does it not matter?
No, we're good. As far as I can tell, YouTube's telling us we're live, so I'm going to
All right, well, mine's not moving, so I might refresh it later.
Yeah, you'll be fine. As long as the chat's still moving, you should be all right.
I think it is.
Yeah, so
it looks like it is. There's a few more bits in there. I'm just getting used to it. This is our new way of teaching. I'm going to have to adapt.
Yeah.
Number 15 is sugar. So we all need sugar in our diet to survive. Not too much though. And carbs and sugar both break down into glucose. So whether you're eating pasta, rice, or whether you're having biscuits and cakes, they're both going to convert into sugar. Obviously, you're going to be able to get a lot more calories and a lot more sugar from a big wad of cake than you would if you're having a bowl of pasta. So just be mindful again of portion size. And if I get time later, we will look at portion size today. But I am rambling quite a bit, so I don't know if we'll get time.
Yeah, we'll try.
We'll see how it goes, all right? We will just, play by ear. So we do need sugar to survive. It gives us energy. It's for your blood sugar, all right? So, what was I going to say? So you need it for like brain function and body function as well. And it's how we get our energy. So you need sugar in your body, but you need to also use that. If you don't use it, as I said before with the carbohydrates, if you don't use that energy up, you will unfortunately gain weight if you're not burning it off. But we still need it because it doesn't store in your muscles forever. It only store for so many hours. So you do still need to have it, but you need to be quite active or be aware. If you're not having an active day, try not to eat too many carbs that day. But still have some, don't cut them out completely. Number 16 is grams, all right? This is how food is measured, and we're going to look at a food label later on, and we'll look at that. You'll just see a G next to everything. That's what we measure food in. And the last one is labels. Now, there's certain things on food labels that need to be on there, all right? A legal requirement. So if you're a manufacturer of any food product, you need to have this information out there. And that is the net weight of the food. So you might see, like on a tin of beans, how many grams is in there. Or even like a box of cereal, it might have the full grams of the whole box. It should have a use by date on there as well, when it needs to be eaten by. It'll tell you how to store the product as well. That needs to be on there. It should have any allergies on. If there's any alcohol in there, it should tell you the alcohol percent as well. And there's other things like if it contains gases, sweeteners, caffeine, anything like that, it should be on the label. One thing that they don't have to do is this traffic light system, and that's what I'm going to move on to. They don't have to do what's red, what's amber, and what's green. And some food labels will just have it all as white or all as blue. The information's there, but it doesn't highlight red, amber, and green. So we are going to look at that.
Some companies are really good with like they'll tell you how much % of your daily allowance that would be based on like your 2,000 calorie diet as well, like on your normal diet.
Yeah, that's right.
It's quite helpful if you're looking at food labels. You know that you don't really have to work it out. You can see that's quite high.
It's just a warning, isn't it, straight away? But if it's not on and it looks like a healthy item, then definitely. You know, unless you know what you're looking for, it's a minefield. It really is. And
it's a landmine out there.
Companies are quite clever in how they market things because they want you to buy things. And I think if something was seen as being healthy, but then really it was all red at the front, they're never going to sell it as a healthy item. So
like the likes of Cocoa
I'll be
Pops
show you how to look at that. Yeah. Definitely.
Kids cereal seems to be the worst,
Pops
right?
isn't as bad. It's a sugary one.
Yeah.
But, you'll be surprised at this one, I'm sure later.
Okay.
If any of you do want to look up any more information, I don't know if anybody can find the link and stick it on the feed. The Food Standards Agency is one thing to have a look on. So that does have more information on. I've just give you a quick overview of what you should find on a food label. But if you look on the Food Standards Agency, that will give you more information of what to expect on there.
So is that just food.gov.uk? No.
Yeah, it's a government website, yeah.
I will post
and
that.
It just tells you legally what should be on there, what to look out for, and keep it right. And yeah, so what I'll do now. What
No,
I'll
sounds
do
good.
now, I'll put the food label on it. So I'll put on the traffic light system now, just so I can quickly talk over it.
Yeah, let me just
and
quickly get that on screen.
That's all right.
2 seconds. High, medium, and low values, isn't it? That's the one. And there we are. We're on.
Have you got it?
Yeah.
Well, I can't see it because my screen's. I'm going to try and refresh this screen.
Yeah, refresh the screen, but it's on there anyway. So if you want to talk over it, I've got it up and open on here. You've got it printed out though, haven't you?
Put it on.
Yeah, I've got it on the screen.
I've got it printed out in front of us.
Yeah, it's fine. Just go if you just want to go through it.
Can you all see it?
We'll be able to see it.
Right, so as you can see, right, there's 4 headings across the top. We've got sugar, fat, saturated fat, and salt. Now, in order to use this, right, traffic light system, you've got to use the per 100 gram column on a food label. Now, what I said before about certain things being a legal requirement, the 100 gram column is always on there, right? It's one thing that they have to show per 100 grams, because they want you to use this. They want you to, well, no, they don't want you to use it, but you should be able to make a good choice by knowing this information. So all your red column, so that's when it's really, really high, right? These are the foods that you want to try and limit in your diet. So you don't want to eat too much of anything over 15 grams with sugar, for example, per 100 grams. And I will give you some examples, actually. I'll show you them. Hang on. Okay, so I made earlier. So, can you see that one all right? Can you see that or not?
Because make the camera a little bit bigger. 2 seconds.
It's Jaffa cakes anyway, all right? So as long as you know what it is.
There you go. You want to hold it
up
again?
Jaffa cakes. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, there we go. There's some Jaffa cakes.
So Jaffa cakes, the sugar in Jaffa cakes. So on this food label, anything over 15 grams of sugar is considered high, all right? This here, Jaffa cakes per 100 grams, is 52.6. So if you have a diet where you eat a lot of things like this, your sugar is going to be through the roof. Per day, you should be trying to get maybe 70 grams or under with your sugar. You don't need more than that sugar-wise. But yeah, big one. And I think it's the jam in the middle as well. I don't think it's all to do with it being a cake or a biscuit. I think it's the jam in the middle.
So what you're saying is you can't have Jaffa cakes for every meal?
You can't have it for every meal. Okay. And some people think because they're only little, they can work their way through the whole packet.
Yeah.
And they think that, you know,
I feel like we might be being personally attacked here when you say some people. I think you're trying to intimate something else.
Can you see these two now?
A little bit further, a little bit closer to the camera. And up. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we've got Coke and we've got smoothies. Both of these are way above on the sugar. All right, they're right up there. In fact, the whole drink in both of them is sugar. 100% sugar in the full fat Coke.
Nice.
And it's about 90% sugar in the smoothie. So yeah, not good choices. The thing is with smoothies, people think they're a healthy choice, and there might be in that little portion there might be about 5 bits of fruit or more in there, right? Now, to think all of that sugar condensed and going into your blood system in one go, you're going to get a right sugar high. It's going to really push your blood sugar up, and then what will happen, because it'll not stay up there, and it's not like a complex carb where it gradually gives you energy over the day. This is like boom, bang, I'm in your system, and then it comes out of your system quick as well. So what happens then is you crave more sugar. You'll want more sugar. You'll want something else to satisfy that same hit, if you like, of what you've just had off the smoothie. Same with fizzy pop. Yeah, we're not going to that. I might do another thing on fizzy pop because fizzy pop is a bugbear of mine.
With the smoothies then, do you reckon you'd recommend, if you've got them, like, because you can buy them in quite a big bottle, can't you? Would you just have like a really small sort of portion size, like just a very small glass?
Strip it out. Like, don't have a big glass of it. Don't have a pint glass. You want to be having like a little glass like this, maybe half full. Like, seriously, like, you've got to be careful on how much sugar you're drinking, and because it's liquid as well. What we said about liquid before, it just is absorbed quickly by the gut. It's not, your body hasn't got to work hard to break that down, so it hits your system quicker than it would if you were eating something. And getting all the other bits with that. So sugar, we've already said anything over 15 grams of sugar is considered high in sugar. For fat, and this is your overall fat, anything over 20 grams of fat is considered high in fat. Saturated fat, this is the one that you really need to worry about. Fat itself, we know we need fat in the diet, so even though it says 20 grams, I'm not worried so much about that figure. It's more the one after that. It's more the over 5 grams that I'm a little bit, that you need to keep an eye on. So your saturated fat, anything over 5 grams per 100, keep an eye on that, because that's the bad fat. That's the fat you do not want in your diet, or you don't want to eat too much of it in your diet. And the last column is salt, all right? So anything over 1.5 grams of salt per 100 grams, remember, so it's got to be per 100 grams. You can't use this on per portion. It doesn't work. So per 100 grams, anything over 1.5 grams of salt is considered high. Medium, so I'll go through them all again. So the sugar for medium is between 5 and 15. I'm going to miss the fat because I'm not really going to look at overall fat today. I'm going to just look at sugar, saturated fat and salt. Saturated fat is 1.5 to 5 grams. Okay, can you all follow that on the saturated? This is what's medium.
Yeah, I'm just sort of highlighting with my mouse. Yeah, so it's just...
You've got that, you've got your mouse over it.
Yeah, so we're here.
Yeah, medium, so third column along. And then the last column with the salt is between 0.3 and 1.5. So big drop there on the salt. And then the green, so if things are in amber, yeah, don't worry about it. You can eat that in your diet, right? I would say most days you're going to hit amber of some sort. It's the red you want to try and limit most days, or have a little bit in your day. The green zone down the bottom, go for it. All right, eat as much as you like. If it's green, it's good. Yeah. All right, it means go for it. Yeah, green for go. So if it's under 5 grams of sugar, brilliant, enjoy it. Put your feet up, eat as much as you like. Saturated fat, if it's under 1.5, enjoy it. And salt, if it's under 0.3, again, tuck in. All right, it isn't going to do you any harm, unless you have like masses and masses and it mounts up over the day. But yeah, that is roughly your food label. And what I'll do, if anybody wants a copy of this, I'll put my email in the feed. Somebody can add that in the feed. If anybody wants it emailing out to them, I can email this little A4 document out, and you can stick it on your fridge, and it might just help you keep an eye on, what it is that you're eating each week. So now that we've gone through the traffic light system, what I'm going to do is ask Hayden to put the fruit and fibre sheet up, if that's all right.
Give me a second.
And then I'll just quickly talk you through that. 25 minutes to your fitness class. Are you excited?
I just need to find the name of this one. So it's the fruit and fibre one, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So it's demo food level 2.
Kellogg's fruit and fibre. All right. Something that most people would think is quite healthy.
We're on. Well, we've got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Fab. So Kellogg's fruit and fibre. First thing you'll notice on the screen is that it does look pretty healthy, I would say. If I just looked at the box and didn't know anything about it, I would think that was a good choice. I can see fruit on there, I see the word fibre, whole grain. It does look like a healthy choice.
They've even got like that cool instead of and as well. The hip and down with the kids.
It's all cool. Yeah, hip, hop, hop. Down on the bottom left, notice that it's all one colour. I know we can't read it because it's quite small, but notice there isn't anything on there that's red, amber or green. They've got it all blue, haven't they? They've all got
it's
it
all
like
just like
white
one pale colour,
blue.
isn't it?
Yeah. So this here, I always think if you see a food label, right, if you see any form of packaging where everything's one colour like that, everything's blue, everything's white, and it's not used in the traffic light system, that's where I would question it. That's where I would think, hang on, what are they hiding? Is anything in there that I need to look at? Because if it was healthy, which we think it is, it should all be green and amber. All right. But I just think what's in there that's making them want to put that information on and not the colour chart, right? Because they can and they do on other things. Kellogg's do put it on some other things, but they don't put it on here. So we're going to break it down. We're going to have a little look at it. First thing I'm going to do, I don't know if you can zoom and see what's in my bowl
scroll
here.
the camera up a little bit if you want. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll swap back to that one for now. Yeah, go on.
This is not my breakfast. I'm not hanging on. I've had it. If I pour this in my hand, it's pretty much a handful, maybe a little bit more. But that there, can you see that all right?
Yeah, just tilt it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. No, up.
Yeah, that
up.
there is for
up. Yeah, there you go.
Down, left, right.
Up, round, left, right. Above your head.
Hey.
On the floor. Yeah. Start the exercise class.
So this here, sorry, I'm going to spill it all over my keyboard. So this here is a 40-gram portion. Now, in the bowl, right, it just say covers the bottom of the bowl. Like, I'll be honest, like, I wouldn't be pouring that in my bowl on a morning. I would be a bit more generous than that. I'd probably have 4 times that, if I'm honest. Maybe a little bit more. But
4 times?
I would definitely, yeah, I'd have it like an inch from the top. I would be adding my milk on that as well. So
True.
Even though this says 40 grams per portion, you wouldn't be having 40. Like, a lot of people wouldn't have 40 grams. I don't know many people that would weigh it.
It's relative though, right? Because sometimes you'll have a bigger breakfast and sometimes that might mean you have a smaller dinner. So it'll depend on like how hungry you are and stuff, right? Like what.
Yeah, but if you were trying to like restrict your calories in the day, right? So if you think, oh, I'm on a diet, right, and you just pour your regular bowl out, right, and you think, oh, I'm just going to pour it what I think 40 grams is without weighing it.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know, I would think it was a bit more than that.
Oh, well, definitely.
So then you look at the box, right, and you think, oh, well, I've only had 152 calories.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right today. You know, that's what I mean. This is a thing that people need to maybe have a little look at because it looks like healthy, and really if I think, well, if I said I'm going to have 4 times that, I've had more like 600 calories plus the milk.
Well, I mean,
so I've not had 152, but in my brain I might be thinking, oh, well, I've only had 152 calories. I can eat a lot more today, and it's not a good way to start the day if you're not aware. And cereal is notorious for being quite calorific and not as healthy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the other bits. Have you still got the food
label
picture
up,
on your screen?
The fruit and fibre label's still up there.
Yeah, that's right. Right. So if we look at the 100-gram column, and I'll read out what they are on the traffic light system, because I don't think we can put them both on at the same time. So the traffic light system. So for sugar, I don't know if you can use your mouse there, Heathen.
What's that?
So down the 100-gram column.
A little bit. So yeah, is this on the cereal label? Yeah.
So on the cereal label, if you look at the 100-gram column, which is what we have to use, remember, for to use the traffic light system. Yeah. If you look down to carbohydrate, underneath carbohydrate, it should say of which are sugars.
Yeah, got that. Now, hovering over it now.
Per 100 grams is 24 grams. So you can see it's way above 15. And that would be a red straight away on that food label. So they haven't put it on because it might put people off. So it's 24 grams per 100 grams, which is, well, it's 10 above what's recommended as being high. So it is really, really high.
Yeah, generous. So
there's your first red. Right, so we've got 1 red. If we look at, actually we'll look at fat, right? We'll look at the fat, right? So the overall fat is 6.
Yeah.
So that would, if it's the second column, so that would be an amber. All right. So you've got one red and one amber on this healthy cereal. And then saturated fat, which is underneath that again, that's 3.5. That is also another amber. All right. So we've got one red and two ambers now. And the last one that we look at is salt. Now, salt, this is per 100 grams, remember, so it's not per 40-gram portion, which you won't weigh out anyway.
Yeah.
Salt is 1 gram per 100, right? So there's a lot of salt in there, really, and that is another amber. So this cereal, at first glance, you think, oh, not a bad choice. That'll give us a good start of the day, yeah. 3 ambers, 1 red.
Well, I think the salt as well
is a great start.
It's back to what you were saying, isn't it? About it, like I wouldn't have necessarily known had you not have explained that I had a gram of salt in per 100 grams. I wouldn't have known that at all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't taste it in your cereal. You don't get up in the morning and say, I want some salty cereal. Like it's not really a thing, is it?
What have we got on here? My protein brownies are in saturated fats red. Oh, right. You see, you've checked them out, Anthony. All right. No. Yeah.
The glass is shattering.
And that's right, Paula. A piece of fruit is going to be. I don't know if I've missed any of this chat actually.
So that's back. I think that's talking about the fruit smoothies, but obviously a piece of fruit would be much better. Is
piece of fruit is going to be better because you're probably going to get the fibre and it's going to fill you up differently than it would if it was just through a drink. Yeah.
Someone's asking about the vegan stuff as well, which obviously I know we mentioned a little bit earlier. Would be like you got your good protein sources and stuff.
There's a lot of good protein sources out there, and there's a lot more variety now than there was like 10 years back. I think for vegans, there's a lot of recipes you can do now using beans, using pulses, and getting your protein in that way. You don't have to eat meat to get protein. There's loads of other ways that you can get it. And we did mention before, who was it? Adi Biba.
Yeah.
There's loads of other ways that you can get it. Even vegetables has a lot of protein in it as well. So if you have a good range of.
Sorry, Mel. Go on.
That's all right. No.
Because we mentioned obviously we're on about food packaging now, and you were mentioning the different things that will be on it. Suitable for vegans and suitable for vegetarians would be something you can look for as well now, like as one of the things that they'll put on there. It's obviously a bit more helpful. Just knowing off when we get sweets and stuff in the office, and obviously we've got people who aren't eating meat, and sometimes they're made with like really obscure things like beetle shell and stuff, like random bits of animal that they don't want to eat. So it'll say whether it's suitable or not, usually. And that website will be quite good, the Food Standards Agency one, because that's got some detailed information on there as well.
It does tell you what you have to have in there, and it's just peace of mind as well if you are vegan, or if you do have any allergies to any food. It's good to know that it's legally required to be on the packaging, and that you're not just having the wool pulled over your eyes. Like it should all be black and white of what's actually in there. It should be easy to find, easy to see.
And Charlotte made a good point.
Has on. What was that? It was about 100 grams. So sometimes you're right, Charlotte. It does say per 100 grams because it has to be on there. That's the legal requirement. That information does need to be visible. But what it doesn't say is what it is per portion. Now, what I would say do with that is, because it should have, as well as having 100 grams on the back of the label, the whole packaging should tell you what the weight is overall. So something might be, say, like 400 grams overall. So then I guess it's kind of up to you to kind of work out what 100 grams would be, which would be roughly about a quarter of that product. So you'd have to do a little bit of guesswork, I guess.
Well, you use a
just to work that out.
So if you get the values,
we have calculators now.
Pull your phone out and get the calculator out, and per 100 grams, and then if it was 400, times it by 4, then you'd get the amount. I think. Quick maths. I feel I'm on countdown now. Like, show me working out, and I don't know if it's right or not.
But yeah, there's a few things that you need to look for. The first thing I would look for straight away on a food label is the red, amber, and green listed on the front. If there's not, question it. All right. Now, if I send these traffic light codes out to you, at least you can then get familiar with them and just look when it's not there, because a lot of it will be there. It'll be there in front of you. And as I say, if it's biscuits or if it's something where it's obvious that it's high, like I could probably get something out of my cupboard now and it would have red on it and it would be dead obvious. Crisps. But then there's other things where we're gonna do crisps later. But some of them are obvious and they don't mind putting them on because they know 90% of people are going to know that it's not good for them anyway, so they don't mind putting it on there. But then you get companies like Kellogg's who are hiding it, and other companies as well, where they try and put it across as being quite a healthy option, but really when you look into it, they're smashing the red. All right, they're right over the red zone. So yeah, just be careful on that. If you do have any questions on the food labels, again, my email is in the thread there. Drop us an email and I'll get back to you with the answers as soon as I can. I think I've covered everything on the fruit and fibre one.
Yeah.
So what I'll do now, if it's all right, Hatham, can you pop up? There's two crisps I want to look at. There's Roysters and there's Pop Chips.
Yeah. So are we doing Roysters first?
We'll do Roysters first. All right. So it should all go up on one screen.
Yeah. Got that loaded now.
Yeah, is that up now?
Yep.
So the Roysters, right? You would think. Can you just flash between the two? Would that be all right?
If you give me a second,
can just show one and then the other.
2 seconds.
Just so everyone can see what we're comparing it with. If
you give us a second, I'll try and place them side by side. Just 2 minutes.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah. So your Roysters, you would think, a regular crisp, quite bad for you. Well, not bad, but you know what I mean. They are what crisps are. Pop Chips, they're baked, all right, so they are meant to be a healthier option. Now the Roysters have on the traffic light system, they've got on that it's what's red, what's amber. The Pop Chips don't have it on, all right, they've got it blank at the minute. Now I think I've had to cut that out to fit everything on, so I can't even show you, but trust me, on the overall packaging, it's not displayed. It's just all one colour on the Pop Chips, so that's what I thought. I'm going to have a little look at it.
I'll swap between them.
Have you got it? So you swap between them.
It's going to be...
That's all right. Right. So we've got Roysters and we've got Pop Chips, all right? So Roysters then. So if we look at the per 100 grams, well actually if we look at per pack first of all, the Roysters, there's 21 grams in a pack, whereas the Pop Chips, there's only 17 grams, so of course the calories are going to be less. Yeah, you're not getting the same amount of calories in a bag. But if we look at the per 100 gram column, there's not a lot in it. So something like Pop Chips, if you were to pour them out, and if you poured the Roysters out, they'd look like it was more Roysters. So you would feel like you're getting more, which you are getting more. But the calories actually, if you had the same, there's not a lot in it. So the calories are pretty much on line with each other, which I wouldn't have thought that with those two variety of crisps. I would have thought the Pop Chips were healthier options. Saturated fat. So this is per 100 grams, I believe.
On the
the Roysters. The Roysters is 32. Oh no, sorry. The Roysters are 3.1. And the Pop Chips are 2, all right? Yeah. So
we've got the 2 on the Pop Chips.
There is a difference in that, all right? There is a difference in that. And this is using the 100 gram column as well. So it's not, you're looking at per pack, we're looking at the 100 gram column. So there is a little bit of a difference there. It's only 1.1 gram though. It's not a lot, but it still is a difference, all right? Sugars. So, of which are sugars in the Roysters, 0.8, right? There's hardly any sugar in there because there's more fat, all right? Whereas if you look at the sugar in the corn chips, the Pop Chips, 4 grams, all right? So it's not considered high per 100 grams, but it's a lot higher than the crisps that we thought were bad, all right? So sugar's high on the Pop Chips. And then the salt is the same. All right. So crisps tend to be high in salt, no matter what type of crisp you get. All right. So whether they're baked, whether they're fried, whether they're the tortilla chips, have a look at the salt content, because the salt is one of the things that you have to look at when you're looking at salt. Looking at crisps. So yeah, it's just interesting sometimes to pick up two items that you think one's healthy, one's not, and just compare them and say, what the differences are. So there's nothing in the salt. The saturated fat, there wasn't a lot in there really, just a little bit. Calories, not a lot in that per 100 grams. Slightly less on the pop chips, but still, for a bag of crisps, there's not a lot in it really. So yeah, just be careful when you're making these choices, because it's not always what the same. But I would always question if a label doesn't have red, amber, and green listed on the front, because there's always something on there. If you look at the sour cream and onion corn chip one, Nathan,
yeah, it's on there
put
now.
that one on.
Yeah,
is it on there now? The top bit on the you see on the actual nutritional information, it's all blue. So that's what I mean with that. It's just all listed there.
Yeah, so all that bit's just one colour.
Yeah, it's all one colour. There's nothing that indicates on there that anything's particularly bad for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep an eye on that.
And that way you'd refer to obviously that table that you've given, or you've got on this document as well on the left, just so you can work it out.
Yeah, I'll get that emailed out to anybody who would like it. It's just useful to have one. People sometimes will say, "Oh my goodness, I haven't got time to check this over, and I haven't got the time to go around a supermarket and check every single label." But if you're like me, I'm a creature of habit. I do eat the same things. Like, I might now and again change a couple of meals throughout the week, but in general, I know what I'm eating. I'll know what's in my food because I've had a little look. You'll get where you do eat the same things over and over again, so you will be really, really familiar with what's green, what's amber, what's red. You won't have to take your chart around. I mean, can you imagine walking around the shop like...
It's like folded out on a big bit of paper. I'm like, just 2 seconds, I'm just checking if this is high and fat.
Excuse me. I'm not looking for toilet rolls today, I'm looking for something else. Can you show me where the green section is, please? Like, everyone will just look like you're like...
this bottle of Lucozade, it should be red, but it's not red. Like, what do you mean?
No. Yeah, so just... like, you could maybe have it in your purse or something if you want to have a little squy, or just check it once you've gotten it home and try not to buy too much of it. Just be careful of that. Yeah. There was something else I was going to say. My brain's just zapped. Tell you what I will do. Just before we move on to Rob's fitness class.
Yeah.
I'll just see what else I've got in here. All right. So, baked beans. Right.
Baked
so
beans.
Can you see that?
A little bit further in to the camera. Yeah. That's how I'll go with that.
All right. So baked beans. All right. Now, I've got a spider on my hand. Did anybody see that? Woo!
It's only a spider, man. Relax.
Well,
it might bite you, right? And then you turn into a spider woman.
Oh, it's gone under the sheets.
Oh, it's not gonna kill you.
Oh. Right, sorry. Oh. Can you see it? Oh my god, I can't concentrate. Oh, get away from us.
Don't kill it.
Hang on, just a second. Pause. I don't know where it's gone.
You can't just shout pause. Right, beans anyway.
Beans,
got some baked beans.
Yeah, can you see it? Now, these here, right, Heinz beans, I would think in the last 5 years, they've actually changed their red, amber and green. So they used to be red on sugar. They used to be high on sugar. I think the salt was quite high as well. So they were high on salt and they were high on sugar. But now, because of the traffic light system, and I don't know if they might indicate it, because this was just a single tin. They might indicate it on the wrapping. I'm just looking for that spider again. It was only small, but I mean, it could be anywhere. The salt and the sugar, they've actually reduced it, so it's not in the red anymore. In fact, I think it's down in the green. Let's just have a little check. So the salt per 100 grams is 0.6. Oh, the salt still amber, But you can get low salt beans if you notice. That's why they've probably got that as an option.
Are they in like a blue? They've got like a blue bar on the tin or something. I'm sure. Like
I'm not sure. Like, I just get the regular ones. I just try not. I'm just worried about this spider. I can't think of anything else at the minute.
Sweating.
I'm sweating. Right. Oh my god, I've lost my train of thought. Right. So sugars 4.7. So there must have been in the amber before, and now it's dipped into the green just because anything under 5 was considered low, whereas this now, because it's 4.7, it's now in the green, whereas before it was above 5, so it was a bit higher up. So if they are using the traffic light system now, which I'm sure Heinz will, quite a big company. I keep thinking I'm touching a spider.
You're not, man. Relax.
Oh, can't go. It's here somewhere. I hope it's not on us. Oh God.
Or like in your ear, something like that.
In my ear. I've got headphones in. I'm good.
Nice.
Could
be up your nose.
I know. The good thing about this is there's hardly any fat and there's no saturated fat. So something like beans on toast is a good meal, you know, and it's cheap and cheerful as well. And I quite like beans on toast now and again.
Right.
But this isn't a bad option. Like beans isn't a bad option. Baked beans, go for it. It does recommend that half a can is your portion. So yeah, have a look, even though Spider Mail teach you how to eat well.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
I see Sue mentioned something quite good as well about
they're all putting spiders on. I knew there'd be a blooper. I knew something would happen. This is never going to go straight forward.
Nah, and we've got it on video forever now as well. So Sue's mentioning about how they'll label things as fat-free or low in fat, but they might be pumped full of sugar as well. To like.
That is what I was getting. Sue, you've just reminded me, right?
There you go.
Flavour, right? So, thank you, Sue. Please tune in next week. I might need your help with that as well. So, your flavour in food. If something is low in fat, it is probably going to have salt or sugar in there. If something's low in sugar, check the fat content, check the salt. Everyone's laughing at me. Oh my god. I couldn't help it. It was the smallest spider in the world, but it was there and it was running. And it was like nearly on my hand.
It's a good job we don't live in Australia because it'd be about like this big. Like it would have eaten you.
I've ate one once.
Well, exactly.
I ate a tarantula once.
Well, exactly.
But it was dead.
How many calories did that have?
Running around. About 2.
2 calories. Well, that's got to be high in protein or something.
2.
Right? It's got to be worth something.
So yeah, your food flavouring comes from fat, salt, or sugar. So if something is advertised as being low sugar, it's probably going to have a lot of fat in there. And this is how companies like Weight Watchers, Slim & World, they can advertise things as low sugar, low fat, and some of them go by these. I think is it Slim & World? Everything tends to be low fat on their diet.
Right.
But if you look at the sugar content, that's what you need to look for. Yeah. So very, very good point, Sue. I'm pleased you I meant to speak about that. You know, when I said there's something I need to talk about now, it's just gone out of my brain. That was what I was going to mention.
That was it. Flavour.
Yeah, that was it. Flavour. Food. You want flavour in your food, and yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's hard. It's a hard thing picking healthy food.
Well, yeah.
The advice I would give you is try and get your fresh veg, fresh fruit, and try and cook your meals from scratch, and you know exactly what's in there. And if you add a little bit of salt, you add a little bit of salt, but you've put it in. It's not just being put in there to give it a longer shelf life. Even if you look at bread now, for example, if you made a loaf of bread, if you made one yourself, it wouldn't last.
Like the captain.
Like Uncle Leon, or Uncle Leon has a bread maker.
Yeah.
And
loves it, man.
Uncle Leon's good friends with Dan, and that's what I got for Christmas, a bread maker. However, now I'm in lockdown. Perfect present. Present.
If you can get any flour,
I can make loaves. I've got flour. I'm organised.
There was none in the supermarket.
But yeah, if I made a loaf of bread, right, in my bread maker, not by hand.
In my bread maker.
If I make one, it's probably gonna last 2 or 3 days before it starts to become a bit hard. Whereas a loaf from the supermarket, which will have salt in there, it'll have sugar in there, it's probably got other little preservatives in that you don't necessarily look for, but you might now. If you look at what's actually in the bread, to give it longer shelf life, it now lasts for about 2 weeks, and it wouldn't go moldy. It's, you know, people will eat it, they'll probably not even check the date on bread, but it does last a lot longer than it would if it was fresh. Who's putting a picture of a spider on the screen?
Oh, I wouldn't do such a thing. That would be irresponsible.
Oh my God.
Rude. That would be to do something like this. Oh.
I'm probably going to wrap up today's session there. What I will say is, don't leave, don't go anywhere, because don't go anywhere, don't move, kids. We've got a half an hour ab exercise class for you, brought to you by Rob.
Yeah.
All right, and you're gonna love Rob. If you've never met Rob before, you are gonna love him as soon as he comes on his screen.
Kindly recorded us.
You feel like you're in his. Yeah, you will feel like you're in the room with him. He is an absolute darling. Put that spider off my face. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to get Haytham to pause the live stream just for a few minutes, let you get a glass of water, let you make some space on your front room, or wherever you are, if you're watching on your phone or your laptop. And then you can come back and we'll start the fitness video. Yeah, we can do an ab workout.
Yeah. Cool.
So go ahead, go and grab your water.
Yeah.
You come back and we're not live, fill out the survey, get that filled out. It's literally 40 seconds. It's not going to take long. Don't leave today without filling out that survey.
If one of our guys can find the link to that survey real quick and paste it in the chat, that'll be fantastic. So Lisa, or anyone else who's watching, and if you've got the link handy, if you can paste that in. I'll put the stream on and I'll put some music on, some nice relaxing music. I'll give you a little taster of that. Here we go. And we'll be right back. So it'll be about 5-10 minutes at the very most. We shall not be long.
See you soon. See you when you've got abs.
Yeah.
Oh no, see you when you're about to get abs. Hi everyone. Thank you. Okay. Ready for the workout,
We are there. We are live again.
Woo! We are live.
We're back. And I'm just going to swap the scenes over, so bear with me for a second.
Okay.
While I just do a little bit of jiggery pokery. There we go, sorted. Okay, we're back.
Bit magic.
Yeah, there we go, a bit of on-stream magic.
Hi, welcome back.
So are we gonna run straight into the video?
Yeah, have you got your water?
Oh, I did, I got some water. Nice.
Good stuff. Because I'm going to sit and commentate and I might get thirsty. So
I'm sure Rob wasn't like at all thirsty during the whole thing. He was on for like half an hour.
Oh, Rob done well. How he spoke through the whole, well, you'll see it in a second. He spoke through the whole video. I don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me when you want to play then.
I had it set up and now I've lost it because I'm silly.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I found it again, don't worry. So
right.
I'm ready. So if you start playing in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Oh no, it's on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're good. All right.
Everyone, welcome to our first online fitness class.
I want to.
It's a 30-minute core workout.
Pause it for a second. Mel?
Are you testing that?
No, we're live now. Dan just interrupted the live stream. Do you want me to? Because obviously Rob's got a bit of audio on there. Do you want me to?
I will just let Rob speak because he knows his stuff.
Yeah. Sound okay? Right. I'll
just keep quiet.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and play.
We all know that keeping fit and healthy is important, especially at the minute. I know there's a lot of people stuck indoors, wanting to get moving, wanting to stay active. So I'm going to take you through some ab exercises. I know Mel's going to be there to help as well. And before we do anything, let's get warmed up. Right, so we're going to start the warm-up up. Get yourself a little bit of space. Lay yourself down flat. Stretch out. Legs straight. There we go, just arch that lower back up towards the ceiling. Stretch out those ab muscles. There we go, nice stretch to start us off. There we go, you're going to sit yourself up. Plant both feet, and you're just going to twist side to side, touching the floor nice and close in. Stretching out those lower back muscles, warming them up before we start doing abs. And we've got a couple either side. Laying yourself back down, and you're going to come knees in just towards your chest. There we go, nice and controlled. Take a second in between each one. There you go, thinking about that breathing as well. There we go, we're going to plant both feet. Just roll those knees over to both sides. There we go. Same again. Just loosen up that waist. Loosen up your lower back. Sit yourself up. Ready to go? We're going to be doing some intervals today for your abs. So we're going to be doing 20 seconds on, 10 seconds to rest in between each set. We're going to do each exercise twice. Yeah, we're going to roll through, so that's 16 sets, 20 seconds a set, get to the end, rest 90 seconds or so, 3 times through. Yeah? Cool, so before we get started, just going to give you a run through of each of the exercises separately, provide an alternative just if you think there's any of them that you're going to struggle with, or if you're going to have any issues. Right, for our cross climbers, you're going to come into a plank position, abs nice and tight, you're going to drive your knee across to the opposite elbow, nice and quick. Let your hips come round, twist at the waist. Focusing on that breathing. Keep your hips up. Avoid letting them drop too low. So our alternative for cross climbers is going to be slow climbers. We're going to come into the same position, into a plank. But then rather than hopping from foot to foot, take your time. Just drive that knee forward. Keep them central. Still keep those abs engaged. Keep your hips up. Still thinking about that breathing as well. Right, for our knee tuck pull over, you're going to lay yourself down straight, arms above your head. You're going to bend your knees and bring them in. Bring your hands over the top, raising your shoulders as well. There we go, make sure we put shoulders up, knees in. Nice and controlled again on the way down. So our alternative for our tuck pullover is going to be some elevated abs. So what you're going to do, take that lower half out of the equation, plant your feet, hands on your thighs, and all you're going to do, nice and controlled, just raising up towards your kneecap and slightly past if you can. Same again, controlled on the way down, you're just working those top few abs, nice and controlled to get those shoulders up and back down. So, for our bicycle abs, same again, we're going to lay ourselves down. You've got to go hands on your temples, elbows out nice and wide. Going to bring your knee up and across to meet in the middle. Keep both feet up, keep your shoulders up, kicking out the opposite leg, nice and straight and low down to the ground. So if we can't quite get all the way there with our bicycle abs, same again, go elbows out nice and wide, knuckles on your temples, and just come knee to elbow, resting up after each one. Just take some of that strain off your lower back. If you've got your feet on the floor in between each rep, still get a squeeze on them abs. Okay, so next we're going to go with the side plank. So you're going to come either palm or elbow right under your shoulder. Stack your feet. Nice flat body line from heel all the way up your chest. You don't want your hips down there. You don't want them up too high. Nice and straight. Okay, a way to make our side planks a little bit more manageable if we're struggling. Take out some of that lever length, drop down to your knees and do exactly the same. You're still going to get your tension down your side. It's just going to take a little bit of strain off that shoulder joint and your back. Flutter kicks. Same again, laying ourselves down. This time you're going to go hands under your back just to keep that strain off your lower back. You're going to come feet about 6 inches off the floor. Point them toes. Just little kicks. Just up and down. Little kicks, keep them abs engaged. So we're going to work our lower abs by getting some leg lifts in if we can't quite get those flutter kicks. So you're going to come into the same position, hands under your back, legs out, toes pointing away. Just do little individual lifts. Just take your time to set in between each one. Up, straight back down, and take that second just to rest. So we're going to hit some Russian twists. So you're going to sit yourself on your bum, lean yourself back, feet up and crossed, twist side to side. And the further back you can lean, the harder those abs are going to work. Make sure you get your shoulders right round, stretch out those sides. Yeah, so we can change those up a little bit if we need to. Rather than going feet up, keep your feet down, either crossed or flat. It just gives you a little bit more stability. You can still twist side to side, getting them shoulders round, twisting out your obliques. Into our regular plank, and we're going to chuck some hip dips in there. So we've got a little drop down of the hips either side, not twisting too much, just a little, almost as though you're making a V from your start point, side to side. Take any twisting off of that lower back. We can just go with a regular plank for this one. Just get your shoulders over your wrists or elbows, whichever you go with. You want that nice flat body line, plenty of tension on your core. Now guys, last exercise, we're going to do some sit-ups with a clap. So lay yourself down, legs out straight. You're going to come shoulders up, one leg up, clap on the back, straight up, straight back down. Try not to throw those hands up to give you the momentum you want it all coming from those abs. Alternative to our sit-up with the clap, we're going to go with the V-reach. So it was like a starfish position. You're going to reach one leg up and just reach across. Reach for those toes. If you can't quite get there, go for the shin. If you can't quite get there, go for the knee. Okay, so that's our cross climbers, tuck pullovers, bicycle abs, side planks, flutter kicks, Russian twists, plank with a hip dip, and sit up with a clap. Yeah, we're going to go all 8 exercises, each exercise twice, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, 3 times through with about 90 seconds rest in between rounds. Okay, right, try to enjoy yourself, have fun, let's go. Yeah, right, first round, let's go. So we're going to start cross climbers into plank, 20 seconds, driving those knees across. There we go, keep them hips up, abs tight. There we go, rest up, 10 seconds. So we're going to do each exercise twice. I'm going to demonstrate our alternative exercises second time round. So you're going to go with our first exercise again. I'm going to slow them down a little bit and just break them down. There we go, if we're struggling with those first ones, into plank, shoulders over your wrists, just driving them knees forward without rocking into it too much. There we go, tuck pullovers, right? And we'll lay ourselves out, hands up. There we go, knees in, hands up and over. Making sure we get those shoulders up as well. There we go, rest up. So we've got some elevated abs